The seeds of conflict were sown on April 22, 2025, with a horrific terrorist attack in Indian-administered Kashmir. 26 Hindu tourists were killed. India immediately blamed Pakistan. Tensions escalated dramatically. Pakistan denied any involvement. However, India launched retaliatory missile strikes on May 6. These strikes targeted alleged terrorist infrastructure within Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The situation was now a powder keg. On May 10, Pakistan retaliated. This marked the beginning of 4 days of intense fighting between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The world watched with bated breath. The specter of a nuclear exchange loomed large, international pressure mounted for a ceasefire. The United States, led by President Trump, stepped in to mediate. After intense negotiations, a ceasefire was brokered on May 12. Both India and Pakistan claimed victory. However, the cost of this brief but bitter conflict was undeniable. Pakistan's military actions on May 10 sent a clear message. Aggression would not be tolerated. Faced with India's strikes on its sovereign territory, Pakistan responded swiftly and decisively. The Pakistani Air Force engaged in dogfights with Indian jets, demonstrating its capabilities. Ground forces exchanged artillery fire across the line of control in Kashmir. Pakistan's military strategy focused on demonstrating its ability to defend itself against Indian aggression. The Pakistani military emphasized its success in re-establishing deterrence. They argued that India's actions were a miscalculation. Pakistan's resolve, they claimed, had prevented a larger conflict. This narrative resonated within Pakistan. The stock market surged. The IMF delivered a $1.4 billion loan. Pakistan, it seemed, had weathered the storm. The human cost of the conflict was significant. While exact figures remain elusive, at least 60 civilians were killed on both sides. Towns and villages along the border were caught in the crossfire. The damage to infrastructure was extensive. India notably lost at least 2 advanced fighter jets. In Pakistan, a mosque in Muridka suffered damage, highlighting the indiscriminate nature of the conflict. Beyond the immediate casualties and destruction, the conflict had far-reaching consequences. India's Prime Minister Modi, while claiming victory, warned of further strikes. He cut off the flow of water to Pakistan under the Indus Waters Treaty, a move that could have devastating humanitarian consequences. The conflict also exposed the fragility of regional stability. It underscored the urgent need for dialogue and diplomacy to address the underlying issues between India and Pakistan. The US brokered ceasefire brought a halt to the fighting. However, the situation remains precarious. Both countries are on high alert. The underlying tensions that sparked the conflict remain unresolved. The ceasefire is a fragile truce, not a permanent solution. The international community, particularly the United States and China, have a critical role to play in facilitating dialogue between the two rivals. The future of India-Pakistan relations hangs in the balance. Will the ceasefire hold? Will both sides seize this opportunity to pursue a lasting peace? Or will the subcontinent remain trapped in a cycle of mistrust and hostility? The answers to these questions have profound implications not only for the region but for the world.